For more on this story, we can now go to Jerusalem, where we join our correspondent, Noga Tarnopolsky. Noga, these strikes had not been announced in advance by Israel. Several countries have already voiced alarm and condemnation at these Israeli strikes. What is the overall international reaction to what are unprecedented strikes against Iran?
The Israeli strike or the Israeli attack was all but announced, I'd say. Prime Minister Netanyahu, for the last few weeks, has made it clear that he considered that the moment was coming in which Israel would have to attack Iran in response to its nuclear development. And I think that yesterday's UN nuclear watchdog report about Iran breaking all of its commitments regarding nuclear development probably sustains that position. In the Arab world, we've had some condemnation from Oman and from Saudi Arabia, though I have to say that at the same time as the Saudis are condemning this, they have allowed the Israeli Air Force to shoot down some Iranian drones aimed at Israel over Saudi airspace. They have not condemned that and not responded to that. So I think it's a bit of a nuanced response. And I would say similar from the few European leaders we've heard from. The British Foreign Minister David Lammy said that stability in the Middle East is vital and he's concerned. The French Foreign Minister Jean-Noël Barrot issued a similar statement, not condemning Israel, but expressing deep concern. The Americans also have been kind of nuanced, not condemning Israel, also not supporting Israel in particular, simply stating again and again, the President and his Secretary of State, that the United States has no involvement whatsoever with this attack.
And Israel says that this attack was in self-defense. We spoke a bit about the international reaction. What has the domestic one been?
It's hard to say what the domestic response is. It's a weekend day here and everyone is under lockdown. The state of emergency was declared as of about 4 a.m. So a few people have headed out to buy, urgent, like canned goods or water, but there hasn't been an enormous amount of reaction. Israelis are well aware of the threat posed by Iran, but obviously after 19 months of war are weary and very fearful. I do want to tell you, though, some new details we have about this attack. It's been planned for about 8 months by Israeli military intelligence. We have found out that the Mossad, the Israeli security agency, international security agency, was able to establish a base deep in the heart of Iran where they produced drones. This is what we're hearing from Israeli officials. So that those very precise attacks against the Iranian military leadership were launched from within Iran. And we heard some details about last night's cabinet meeting. Among other things, none of the ministers were aware of what the subject was, which was this attack in Iran. They thought it was about and they had their phones taken away from them and they were not allowed out of the facility until this attack was underway.